Hi everyone, and welcome to this grade 9 mathematics lesson where we will be exploring multiplying numbers in base 5 and base 8. My name is Miss Donnell Phillips. Let's get started. Base 5. Now the base 5 number system is also called the quinary number system, and it uses digits from 0 to 4. So it has 5 digits in the base 5 number system, and these digits are 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. In the previous lesson, I explained how you'd go about getting the place value of certain numbers based on the number system. So if we want to find out the place value for numbers in the base 5 system, all we have to do is let 5 be the base number, and we keep raising it to the power of 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. So the first place value for the numbers in the base 5 number system would be 5 to the power of 0, which is just 1. And then we have 5 to the power of 1, which is 5. So we have 1s, 5s, 25s, 125s, etc. Whereas in the base 10 number system, or the decimal system, that is a system that we are accustomed to using, we have 1s, 10s, hundreds, thousands, etc. This was explained in the previous lesson. So moving on. If we want to multiply numbers in the base 5 number system, how do you think we would go about doing that? Well, I'm going to go through 2 examples to see if you guessed correct. Now, we're going to be looking at 3 examples on how we multiply numbers using the base 5 number system. So the first example that we're going to look at for multiplying numbers in the base 5 number system is 4, 1 multiplied by 4. Now we must remember that as long as we're multiplying numbers in the base 5 number system and we have an answer that is equal to 5 or greater than 5, we need to divide it by 5 before we could write it as an answer. So 4 multiplied by 1 gives us 4. And then 4 multiplied by 4 gives us 16. But we can't write 16 in. We have to put the 16 outside. And then we have to divide it by 5 because we're dealing with the base 5 number system. So how many times could 5 go into 16? 5 could go into 16 3 times. So we put that there. And we have 1 remaining. So we have to put the 1 that is remaining right there. Now the 3 that we just wrote at the top, we just bring it down and write it in. So 41 multiplied by 4 gives us 314 in the base 5 number system. Next example that we're going to work, 3, 4, 3 multiplied by 2, 4. So we start with the digit furthest to the right and we multiply. 4 multiplied by 3 gives us 12. We can't write the 12 there because it's greater than 4. So we write the 12 out and we have to divide it by 5. So how many times could 5 go into 12? 2 times. Make a small note of it there. How many is remaining? 2. So we put it 2. We always put the remainder in. Next, 4 multiplied by 4 gives us 16. And we had a little 2 floating around, so we have to add it. 16 plus 2 gives us 18. So you write 18 divided by 5. 18 divided by 5 gives us 3. So we write this there. how many remainder? 5 could go into 18 3 times. So we make a note of it. How much do we have remaining? We have 3 remaining. So we write that in. So next we're multiplying 4 by first 3. 4 times 3 gives us 12. And because we have this 3 floating around, we have to add it. So 12 plus 3 gives us 15. We have to divide this by 5. So how many times could 5 go into 15? 5 go into 15 3 times. How much remainders do we have? 0 remainders. And because we're actually to the end of the multiplication, but we still have this 1 3 that is floating around, we have to bring it down. So now that we're finished with multiplying all the numbers by 4, we now have to multiply the numbers by 2. First step requires us to add a 0 and then start with the multiplication. So I'm going to draw a line here to not confuse you. So 2 multiplied by 3 gives us 6. 6 is greater than 5, so we can't write it in. You put it outside. 6 divided by 5. How many times could 6 go into 5? Sorry, how many times could 5 go into 6? 1 time. I'm going to change the color. We use green. 6 could go into 5 1 time. I'm going to write it. Let me just, since we're finished with these, let me just move this so I won't confuse you. So 6 divided by 5, 1. So 6 divided by 5 is 1. And we have 1 remaining. So we write that there. Next we have 2 multiplied by 4. And 2 times 4 is 8. With the 1 that we have would be 9. The one at the top that we just wrote. So this would be 9 divided by 5. And 5 would go into 9 4 times. Put it at the top. What did I just say? So 5 would go into 9 1 time. Put it there. We would have 4 remaining. So we write the remainder there. Lastly, 2 multiplied by 3. 2 times 3 gives us 6, along with the 1 that we had up there. 6 plus 1 is 7. So 7 divided by 5 would give us 1. So we write it up there. And we would have 2 remaining. And because we just have the 1 that is float, we don't have any more multiplication to do. But we still have this 1 by itself. We just bring it down. The final step is for us to add them together. So we're going to start from the right. 2 plus 0 gives us 2. 3 plus 1 gives us 4. 0 plus 4 gives us 4. 3 plus 2 gives us 5, but we can't write 5. Let me just draw this line to not confuse you. So we put a 5 outside, divided by 5. 5 into 5, 1. Put a 1 there. We have 0 remaining. So now we have this 1 plus 1 would give us 2. So when we multiply 3, 4, 3 by 2, 4 in the base 5 number system, we get 2, 0, 4, 4, 2. As long as we get to a step where we have to multiply or add, and the answer that we get is greater than 5 or more, we have to divide by 5 before we proceed. So we'll do one final example. So the final example that we're going to look at is 213 multiplied by 21. So we're going to start with the 1 and we're going to multiply everything at the top. And any number multiplied by 1 will just be the number itself, so we could just rewrite 213. Then we move to the 2. We're going to multiply everything at the top by 2, but we have to add a 0 first before we move on. So 2 times 3 gives us 6. We can't put 6 in. 6 is not a part of the base 5 number system, so we divide it. 6 divided by 5 is 1, and we have 1 remaining. Next, 2 multiplied by 1 gives us 2, plus the 1 at the top, 3. And finally, 2 times 2, 4. And finally, 2 times 2, 4. We have to add. We have to add them now. Jeez. I'm going too close to the edge. Okay. And finally, 2 times 2 gives us 4. Now we just add everything. 3 plus 0 gives us 3. 1 plus 1, 2. 2 plus 3, 5. Put it outside. 5 divided by 5. 1. No remainder. Then we have 4 plus 1 is 5. Repeat the process. Put a 5 outside. Divided by 5. 5 into 5, 1, and 0 remaining. And since we have this 1 by itself, we have nothing to add it to. We just bring it down. So when we multiply 213 by 21 in the base 5 number system, we get 10023. The base 8 number system is also called the octal number system. And the base 8 number system consists of 8 digits. These digits are from 0 to 7. Like the following examples that we mentioned earlier, the place value for the base 8 number system follows the same pattern. The number 8 would be the base number, and the powers would be raised to 0, 1, 2, etc. So the place value for the numbers in the base 8 number system would be 1s, 8s, 64s, 512s, etc. Now we're going to be multiplying numbers in the base 8 number system, and we're going to go through these 3 examples. So the first example for multiplying numbers in base 8, we have 72 multiplied by 2. So we multiply as per normal. 2 times 2, 4. 4 is a part of the base 8 number system, so we could just write it in. And 2 times 7 is 14. We can't write 14 in, so we have to put it outside. And because we're multiplying in the base 8 number system, we have to divide it by 8. So how many times could 8 go into 14? 1. We put a 1 at the top. And how much is remaining? 6. And we just bring down the one that's remaining up there. So 72 multiplied by 2 in the base 8 number system gives us 164 base 8. Next example, 163 multiplied by 14. We start multiplying the digit furthest to the right. So 4 times 3 is 12. We can't put the entire 12 in. We have to write it outside and divide it by 8. How many times could 8 go into 12? 8 go into 12 one time. How many remainders would we have? 4. Next, 4 multiplied by 6. 4 sixes, 24. Put it outside. But we also have to add the one that is remaining there. So 24 plus 1 gives us 25. And we're dividing all of this by base 8. 25 divided by 8 would give us 3. Put it at the top. With 1 remaining. Put the remainder at the bottom. And lastly, 4 multiplied by 1, 4, plus 3, 7. So 7, and lastly, 4 multiplied by 1 is 4, plus 3, 7. So we move on to multiplying everything by 1. First step, add our 0 and then multiply. So we know that 163 multiplied by 1 would just be 163. So we could write 163 . All of the numbers are less than 8, so we're good to go. Next, we just add. 4 plus 0, 4. 1 plus 3, 4. 7 plus 6 is 13. Let me just draw this line. And we have to divide this by 8. So 8 into 13. 8 is going to 13 one time. And we would have 5 remaining. Next, the one that we put at the top, we have to add it to the one at the bottom. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So our answer is 2544. So when we multiply 163 by 14 in the base 8 number system, we get 2544. So the final example that we're going to look at for multiplying numbers in the base 8 number system would be 1700 by 2, 2. As usual, we start with this digit. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 0, 0. 2 times 7, 14. You have to write it outside. 14 divided by 8. How many times could 8 go into 14? 1. How many remaining? 6. Next, 2 times 1 is 2, plus the one that is floating gives us 3. Now we're going to be multiplying by this 2. So the first thing we have to do is put our 0. 2 times 0, 0. 2 times 0, 0. 2 times 7 gives us 14, just like what we did at the top. And we have to divide it by 8. So 8 could go into 14 1 time, and we would have 6 remaining. So lastly, 2 times 1 is 2 plus a 1 gives us 3. Final step, we add them. 0 plus 0, 0, 0, 6 plus 0, 6. 3 plus 6 is 9. 9 is greater than 8, so we have to divide it by 8. 8 could go into 9 one time, with 1 remaining. And lastly, 3 plus 1 gives us 4. So when we multiply 1700 by 22 in the base 8 number system, we get 41600. So, to summarize today's lesson, the first point, the base 5 number system is also called the quinary number system, and it consists of numbers from 0 to 4. The base 8 number system, on the other hand, is called the octal number system, and it consists of numbers from 0 to 7. When we're multiplying numbers in base 5 or 8, we multiply as per normal, and if the answer is greater than the specific base, that is, if we're multiplying in base 5 and we get some answer that is 6 or 7, we have to divide it by that base. So we're going to be dividing it by base 5 before we write the answer. So I'll reread it. When we're multiplying numbers in base 5 or base 8, we multiply as per normal. And if the answer is greater than the specific base, we divide it by the base we're working with before we write the answer. So for your homework, you have 4 problems to multiply in base 5 and 4 problems to multiply in base 8. Thank you for joining me in this lesson where we explored multiplying numbers in base 5 and base 8. My name is Miss Donnell Phillips, and I hope that you join me in the next lesson.